Thank you, Ito, for making this happen and dealing with our technical difficulties. One of the things about this first part of Kabbalat Shabbat is taking us from where we were, whether it was a stressful situation or our lives, and bringing us into Shabbat. Now, I recognize the melodies, very political and very controversial. Some love them, some don't. Some feel alienated and some feel included. Some feel like, oh, we're changing it up a bit. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. All I can suggest for those of you, I love that this room is being filled with your voices, so thank you. And if you don't know it, hum, doesn't matter how you sound, hum, fill the space with your voices, and open your hearts to trying something new and different, and see where it takes you. On the bottom of page 135, the last paragraph. On page 138, L'chadadi will welcome Shabbat. We continue on page 140. We go 6 lines up from the bottom on page 141, 6 lines up from the bottom. So as we move forward to light the Shabbat candles, we can think about light as an amazing metaphor. for warmth, we're going to get you over here, is an amazing metaphor for warmth, for insight, for community, for hope. So as we light Shabbat candles, I invite us to think about what is it that we want to bring into our hearts and our souls and our world for this Shabbat. Do you need the blessing? Amen. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Amachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Mohem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Amachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. We rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitzgadat v'yitzgadash merava. Amen. Amen. Tivrach yehudei v'yaviv b'chutei v'chayichon v'bechon v'chayidecho beit Yisrael. Please be seated. We continue on the top of page 149, reading together in English Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seas glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide and time and light. You guide the current of day and night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, eternal God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamelech Adonai. 150. Ahavat Olam Ben Torah u'mitzvot u'mishpati Otanu limadeta Adin Adonai Eloheinu b'shalchenu Einu na'asiyam b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. חיינו לאורך ימינו ובענק יומם ולילה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר איתנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai
והיה לכם וציצית וריתם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי בניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם ולא תזכרו מה עשיתם בחוצותיי וגיליתם קדושים לרגליכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם
On the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 160, Hashkivenu asking God to give us hope in difficult times.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu ושמות ידינו ובואנו חיים ושלום מעתה
On page 162. We rise for the Amidah on page 164. We're just going to sing the Adonai Sifatai Tip-Tap together, and then we do the rest silently until page 180, and when you are done, you may be seated. יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויבנו עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויבנו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויבנו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויבנו Given the hour, I will not deliver my drush, but I will say this. I will say this week's parsha. I don't know if some of you have read what I wrote this week. A lot of people have commented on it, which I found most interesting. I had two very complicated funerals this week, and that kind of shaded the way that I saw the parsha. But Vayhi, and it was. Like literally, that's the name of the parsha. Vayhi, it was, and that's how it begins. And so be it. And I thought, what's the message with so be it? And if you look at it, it's the end of the story, it's the end of the chapter, it's the end of the book. And it talks about relationship and family dynamics. I don't know one person that has not suffered from challenging family dynamics. Sometimes they resolve, sometimes they go longer. South Africans, a whole other story. I went to recordings from South Africans. I say this, I'm married one. But it's it's a whole, it's whatever, wherever we come from, whatever our culture is, whatever religious background we are, we all have challenges in our families. It's natural, it's normal. Why is it in the Torah? Because it's natural and it's normal. But so be it. The end of the chapter, what's the message that we get? Even with all the crazy source that's gone on, lying, cheating, stealing, throwing people into slavery, pretending they're dead. Like, what teenager didn't wish that upon their sibling? But, so all of these things, they kind of mimic what goes on steroids. And it tells us that in the end, so be it. This happens. But what's the most important thing? The most important thing is to be together and connect with family. And I know that that's so hard at times. Sometimes harder than others. You have to be ready for it. But in the end, when that last chapter comes, this is what the Torah says. It happens, so be it. Let's come together. And the last thing I want to say is that literally the very, very end, that he asks, take my bones when I die and bring it to Jerusalem. Right? What does that mean? Why do I take my bones to Jerusalem? I'm not gonna talk about Israel right now, but I think it's also carry a part of me with you and bring it to a better place. Learn from our mistakes that we did, our challenges, and bring it to the promised land, bring it to a better place. That's your task, that's our task for those of us that are left behind. So I leave you with that. We rise with the Aleinu on page 586, 586. On page 593 at the bottom. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled and burns and glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades or is extinguished. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we must not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. This time in the service, we remember Ruth Moses, Michael John Cohen, and Peter Yarrow, Peter, Paul, and Mary, who was a son of Ukrainian Jewish immigrants who died this week. We also remember all of those who died in the earthquake in Tibet, which we may have ignored in the process, and those who are victims of the fires in California this week. In Shloshim, we remember John Unglick, Paul Skit Jason, and John Brendan Buckley, and Tony Zibber. The outsides of those in our community, we remember Serene Bayer, Stephen Bowen, Benjamin Cowan, Kenneth Dallin, Isaac Simon David, Rabbi Brian Fox, Roma Frey, Harry Kahan, Regina Kay, Renee Litton, Bernard Lustig, Thomas Offset, Cecil Pinchas, Susan Rosario Chan, Betty Sobran, Samuel Joseph Schaefer, Anna Elizabeth Schaefer, Lawrence Sharp, Gertie Shelton, Frank Zilberberg, Carolyn Silverstein, Bruce Fleming, Coleman Hirsch Starr, Gertie Shrelecki, Louis Tobias, Lena Varon, Omar Lashnelik, Albert Weinberg, Leon Ari White, and Yuri Yunev. If you are in mourning or observing yard signs, if you'd like to share the name with you as I look across the room.
Snella Kagan.
Okay. And from all of those in Israel and the Middle East and all of those victims and those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be full of blessing. On page 598, the Kaddish tome of Orange Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash me'erav, ve'amar v'rach yirtzeh yamich malchutzeh, v'chayachon yomechon chayed kol beit Yisrael, ba'adala v'zman ha'aviv v'yiru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba v'rach le'olam ha'aleh ha'maya, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתגדל ויתעלה ויתעלה שתהא תחושה בריחו לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ולחמתה דמירן לעולם נראו אמן יהא שמיים ירחים שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל נראו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Please be seated. First of all, I would like to welcome Julia Selby, the president of North Shore Temple Emmanuel in Sydney, and Sue's cousin. So it's wonderful that you can join us here today. Tomorrow morning services, I was told that Parsha Shavuot was canceled. I didn't even know that. I get to sleep in. But we can bring it back if you want to. I don't know why it's canceled, but it's canceled. And I heard that the pop-up Shabbats on the peninsula were brilliant and went really well, very exciting. Hopefully you enjoyed them and lovely to see you all here. I'm trying to think of any upcoming. Pride Shabbat is the first weekend in February. This is a thing, I need you guys to help me. Because when I learned that TBI does a march for Midsummer, so we do Pride Shabbat, but then 2 days later on Sunday, there's a Midsummer, there's a march. And they say there's sometimes like 5 people maybe that show up from TBI. What? Exactly. So I told them this year we got shirts. It says Pride, it's cute. Anyway, I would love to show them up, like, we want to be able to support that. And so for those of you that feel comfortable and are available, I think it's 11 o'clock, but please come, bring your friends, Jewish, non-Jewish, I don't care. Let's do something that supports our values and do that. So it's wonderful that we have our Pride Shabbat here in our community, but let's be a Jewish face, a Jewish presence in the wider community, standing for values that we care about. We need to be in places to remind Australian society that we Jews are part of the society. It's not just about what's going on in the Middle East. It's also about being in Australia, and we care about lots of things in Australia as Australian citizens and as Jews that are consistent with our values, our progressive Jewish values. So hopefully you will join me. Did I do a good enough sell?
Yes.
Excellent. The other thing I'm supposed to sell is our TBI TV. We are, if you haven't already signed up, please do. We're joining Emmanuel Plus in Sydney, and apparently they're going to be phasing out the live streaming here and joining there. There's lots of offerings. There's good cooking shows and concerts on there. It's like your own little Netflix, Jewflix. I know they have Highflix, so we can't do it. But so come check it out. We're going to kind of build content as we go, but some interesting stuff. So anyone else have any other announcements?
The Purim spiel,
That's like, wait, okay, yeah, Purim Spiel is happening on Purim.
people.
Thank you. I don't know when the auditions are, when people, shows of it, thank you, Sandra, for shows of interest in the Purim Spiel. I'm not exactly sure when that's happening. But but you're gonna have to start beforehand. I don't have the dates, but if you're interested, no doubt call the office and speak to the cantor. He is always looking to get more people involved in that. So that is all that I have to say for now. Thank you guys very much. We are going to do Kiddush and Motzi, and it's too late to do anything else. We're going to do Kiddush and Motzi, and we will join together afterwards. Wishing you guys all Shabbat Shalom. Please do give me your feedback on, I know it's a lot of new at once, like the setting, the seating, the space, and the melodies, but happy to hear feedback, positive or negative. We'll see what we do with it. All right. We're gonna go. Should we go back over there and do Kiddush? Or do we have Kiddush here?
We've got Kiddush here.
No, we've got Kiddush there.
We're all in the same room.
We're all in the same room, so feel free to get a Kiddush cup from over there, and we will do Kiddush from here. Page 122, for those of you that want to follow along. ויבוא ביום השישי, ויחול השם על הארץ וכל צבאם, ויחלקים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שמע מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי, say l'chaim. Say it again, סברי. Thank you.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה ורצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה ונקרא לקודש זכר יציאת מצרים קיבלנו בחרתה ואותנו קידשת בכל העמים ושמה קודשך באהבה ורצון ברוך אתה אדוני מלך הארץ
And oh, is that how? So, okay, in honor of the fires of California, and in honor of being a Californian, I'm gonna do a California thing with you guys. You may or may not hate it. I'm not necessarily gonna do it every week, but I'm doing it now. So in California, because California is all touchy-feely, we get together and we have usually children or anyone in the middle. We've got two people holding the challah, and then anyone who feels comfortable, you can put your hand on the shoulder of the person, and we all kind of make a big community blessing of the challah. But we're literally one community. It's a very California thing to do. So if anyone wants to put their hands on a challah, on the shoulder, on my shoulder, on the Sharon's shoulder, and if you're uncomfortable with it, that's okay. I won't judge you. Please don't judge me. You can stand on the outside. All right. Ready? There you go. Connect everyone here. Good on you. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing a circle of blessings. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody.